Tell me what she has been saying today, because there's some pretty stark messages and not a huge amount of contrition from Liz Truss at the Institute for Government.
Well, no, that's right. I mean, what can only really be described as an astounding speech from Liz Truss today. I mean, the woman stood up and gave advice to the Prime Minister on how to grow the economy, which many people are saying is totally baffling and really ironic, given that she had 49 days as Prime Minister, and pretty much one of her only achievements was crashing the economy from £45 billion of unfunded tax cuts. She gave this speech today and she kind of passed the blame to everyone but her. She blamed the Bank of England, she blamed the Treasury, she blamed the Office for Budget Responsibility. She even blamed other Conservative MPs, which has caused a bit of tension in the party, obviously, from those who already weren't her biggest fan. And she basically just said to Rishi Sunak that what he's doing is completely wrong and that she remains really steadfast in her approach to the economy and that everything she did was the right choice. The only issue was that she tried to do too much at any one given time, and if that hadn't been the case, everything would have worked out really well.
I think Craig in Durham may agree with you. He has texted me to say, I think Liz Truss was even worse than Boris Johnson. Keep up your fantastic show, says Craig. Thank you very much indeed. Nick on text says, hi Peter, I can't believe Liz Truss has the brass neck to get up and give a speech, and what is even more mind-boggling is the fact that people were prepared to listen to her. Great show, says Nick. Well, before we go back to Alicia, let's just have a look and a listen to what Liz Truss was speaking earlier about today. There was an event held by the Institute for Government, very respected think tank, impartial think tank. She explained why, in her view, her mini-budget went wrong.
Unfortunately, most of the policies weren't implemented. And they weren't implemented because there was a reaction from the political and economic establishment which fed into the markets that were already destabilised by the Bank of England's slowness to hike interest rates and the failure to regulate LDIs. And I was effectively forced into a policy reversal under threat of a UK meltdown.
So it's the political and economic establishment that was to blame, not Liz Truss, she says, Alicia.
Yes, and she really just did try and skim around anything that could kind of pass any kind of recognition over her errors. She said something that's kind of been gone off as a pretty big quote. She said, it's certainly true that I didn't just try to fatten the pig on market day. I tried to rear the pig, fatten the pig and slaughter the pig on market day, and I confess to that. I don't know whether that was her trying to vaguely say that she does accept that there was a little bit of error in her judgment there, but either way, it wasn't exactly heavy on the self-criticism. She did also say
we know that she's an expert on pork markets, though, Alicia.
Oh, she is. She's also an expert on really niche metaphors, as we can see from what her speech is. It was kind of like a weird throwback to 2022 when she was saying all her usual things. She said like an economics abacus and things like that, which I
remember the abacus. I remember that, yeah. Baffling. Baffling at the time, baffling now. Sorry, I stopped you mid-flow. Continue.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say that she also said she didn't want to enter into a Conservative soap opera. And by that, she meant she didn't want to directly attack Rishi Sunak. But without using the words and doing so, she still managed to do that. I mean, there was a massive disparity between the policies that she's advocating and the ones that Rishi Sunak has in place at the moment. So there's clearly going to be some tension there. I mean, I think Rishi Sunak's just very keen to shake off his predecessors. We know he's been keen to shake off Boris Johnson since he's been in post, and the exact same goes for Liz Truss. So I don't think this is going to have a massive impact on his decisions going forward.
I think it is a bit of a soap opera already. I mean, Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss clearly hate each other. I wonder if he's in EastEnders, maybe she could be Bianca and go, Rishi, leave it! Don't tax people.
Maybe that would be quite amusing. I mean, we're already pretty close to it being like that at the moment.
I mean, we're getting there anyway.